Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. This is Game 3 of the American League Division Series. The Cleveland Indians host the Boston Red Sox live from Cleveland Stadium. I hope you are having a wonderful night. I appreciate you joining me here. An unexpected broadcast on day. This is the third one of the day. My wife is a nurse. She is exhausted after a very long day, capping a very long week. She is currently unconscious. Not literally, but sleeping. And so I had a little bit of unexpected free time for the night, so we figured we're going to get another playoff game in. I am loving this postseason. This has been a good series so far through the first two. A pivotal game in this best of five. It is Game 3 coming to you live here from Cleveland. Early Wynn on the mound will get the start for the Cleveland Indians against the Boston Red Sox. Then wrapping up his warm-up tosses. See, Wynn on the season, 9-9, a 4.48 earned run average. Not a great performance from Wynn. The Indians as a whole, remember, basically for the first 100 games, were nowhere near as good as they were expected to be. They took off late, ran away with the Central Division that nobody took advantage of while the Indians were struggling, and they ran away with it. But pitching was the weak spot. So now early Wynn will try to come up with a big performance here against the Sox. Jacoby Ellsbury will lead it off for Boston. Takes a ball down and in. Ellsbury started the season with the big club, was sent down to the minors for poor performance. Replaced by Dom DiMaggio. Ellsbury then was called up back at the September call-ups, and now both he and DiMaggio are on the Red Sox postseason roster. Fouls that one off. Count goes to 1-1. Fastball inside. Ellsbury fights it off. Count goes to 1-2. Wynn gets his sign. Rocks and fires. Fly ball, center field. Should be an easy play. Put away for the first out. So here you see the Red Sox lineup. Ellsbury, Betts, and Ted Williams. Reggie Smith, Joe Harris, Bobby Doerr. Jimmy Collins, John Valentin, and Christian Vasquez gets the start here in Game 3 over Jason Varitek. Here's Betts. Betts 1 for 8 through the first two games of the series. Curveball misses inside for ball 1. And looks in. Rocks and deals again. Slider misses away, so Betts ahead of the count, 2-0. Betts 28 home runs during the regular season for the Sox. Red Sox won 105 games during the regular season. You see the splendid splinter Ted Williams swinging a bat in the on-deck circle. Big Clue joins us. How are you, sir? Good to see you. I said in the lead-in, my wife is exhausted. She had a long week and a long day today. She's a nurse, and she has crashed on the early side tonight. So figured may as well get some postseason baseball in. Betts lines out to right. There's 2 away. And here's Ted Williams. Williams 3 for 7 so far in the series. He hit .328 on the season. Fastball here misses low. 38 homers for Williams. Big knuckleball there. Looping one from early Wynn. That's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. One is fouled off, so Wynn's ahead of Williams here. 1-2. Beautiful day here in Cleveland, at least as beautiful as it gets in Cleveland. Fastball there, fouled off. Hopefully none of our Cleveland faithful are watching the broadcast or offended by my joke. If you are, I'm sorry, but I mean Cleveland has a long-standing reputation. Somewhat unfair. I like Cleveland when I was there. Covering a conference way back when. 2-2 pitch as Wynn works to Williams. Popped up on the infield. Lajoie, underneath it, puts it away, and the side is retired. So Wynn sets the Red Sox down 1-2-3. The Indians will get their shot. Chapman, Lajoie, and Ramirez coming up. We're scoreless. Here's John Lester. Lester, outstanding season for the Sox. 20-5, a 2.82 earned run average. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your number 3 starter. Sox just had a terrific year with the rotation. The lineup, pretty much all aspects of their game. That's how you win 105 games. They outlasted the Yankees to take the division. The Yankees then succumbed in the wild card game as they were blitzed by the California Angels. First pitch from Lester misses. Here's the second. Chapman down the left field line, hooking. Looks like it's going to land foul, and it does. So 1-1 the count. Here goes the shortstop, Ray Chapman. Ground ball down to third. Fielded cleanly. Throw over to first, and there's one away.
Batting second, the second baseman.
So here's the Indians lineup. Chapman, Lajoie, Manny Ramirez, Tomei, Jose Ramirez, Victor Martinez, Andres Jimenez, Dale Mitchell gets the start in right in this one. Michael Brantley will move into center. Harry Bay sits against the lefty. Larry Doby is injured. Injured late in the season with a fractured leg. Doby, I believe, is out until, if they make the championship series, Doby may be able to return. He's certainly out for this series at least, and I believe the league championship series as well. 1-1 count to Lajoie. Fly ball, shallow right, going out on it, Dorr, and nice grab, Bobby Dorr. Going back out in the right field, reaches out. He went a long way for that one. Nice grab by Dorr, and there are 2 men down. Here's Manny Ramirez. Ramirez 1 for 8 so far in the series with a homer. Ramirez, like much of this Indians lineup, started off the year very poorly, but turned it on late to end up with a quality season. Hits that one well but foul. It's behind Lester 0-1. Change up down in the dirt evens the count. Few clouds in the sky, but other than that, it's a beautiful day here in Cleveland. Pitch from Lester. Fastball just inside. Count goes to 2-1. There's changeup, pulls the string on it. Ramirez out in front. Counts level again, this time at 2 apiece. Ramirez hits this one well. In the left center, laying out, diving, grab, and it's made. Jacoby Ellsbury lays out and reels it in. Terrific play by Ellsbury to rob Manny Ramirez of an extra base hit. We end the first here in Cleveland. Red Sox and Indians are scoreless. Here's Reggie Smith. Switch hitter will bat from the left-hand side. 250 in the series with a pair of RBIs in the first 2 games. An outstanding regular season for Reggie Smith. Steps in to face early Wynn here to start the second. First pitch swing, that's a line drive, base hit in the center for Smith. Brantley gets it in, but a leadoff base runner for the Sox here in the top of the second.
The first baseman,
So Smith is on. Here's the first baseman, Joe Harris. Curveball from Wynn misses inside. Harris, 250 in the series. He's got a pair of RBIs as well. Wynn deals fastball in there for a called strike. Joe Harris hit 32 shots during the regular season. Incredible depth to this Red Sox lineup. Harris in that 100-player pool for the Red Sox. Not even the top first baseman who they would have drawn. Change up there, fouled off. Overall, though, the Red Sox did get an outstanding draft when you consider the entirety of it, and that's how you win 105 games. One hopper to second, Lajoie flips it. Jimenez is the designated hitter today. Chapman with the turn. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And there are two men out here in the top of the second. Neat play here. That hops off the mound, comes up, and Lajoie stays with it perfectly. Little flip, Chapman with the turn, and there's two away. So here's Bobby Doerr. Doerr 286 in the series. And this one is deep to left. Doerr gives this one a ride, and that ball is out of here. Home run, Bobby Doerr. It's a solo shot, and the Red Sox have taken a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. Doerr throws at the plate to make sure that one would stay straight, but it was a no-doubter distance-wise, and Bobby Doerr gives the Red Sox a 1-0 lead here in Game 3 of the ALDS. Admires that one well. All Manny can do is turn and look out and left. So it's a 1-0 lead for the Sox. Here's the third baseman, Jimmy Collins. Collins has been terrific through these first two games. .571 with an RBI. Jackass Whiskey and Pinto Beans joins us. How are you, sir? Curveball in there. No, called low. That looked like a good pitch from Wynn. Instead, he's behind 2-0 as he works to Collins. There's a shot to right, slicing away, giving chase. Pulled in, nicely done by Dale Mitchell. And the side is retired. But Bobby Doerr gets the Sox on the board first. You can see early Wynn's reaction. He knew it off the bat. We head to the bottom of the second. Red Sox 1, Indians nothing. So to the bottom of the second we go. Here's Jim Thome. Thome 286, a pair of homers, 4 RBIs in the series through the first two games. 286, 2 for 7. Both of his hits are homers. He'll face John Lester here to start the second. First pitch swinging, Thome hits a foul. 105 RBIs during the regular season for Thome. Fastball misses down low. Fly ball to right. Betts is underneath it. Puts it away for out number 1. Earlier today on the channel, the St. Louis Cardinals, as Jose Ramirez steps in for the Indians, the St. Louis Cardinals routed the Montreal Expos 7-0 in Montreal in Game 3 of that series, giving the Cardinals a 2-1 advantage. Ted Breitenstein was terrific, complete game, 3-hit shutout. Javier Vasquez took the loss for the Expos. Home runs from Rogers Hornsby and Ray Langford for the Cardinals in that one. At Shea Stadium in New York, the Mets stayed alive. As Tom Seaver was able to outduel Joe McGinnity. The Mets got a couple of terrific innings in relief from Craig Swan after Seaver was pulled questionably early in that. I had forgotten that when Seaver pitched the wild card game as Ramirez draws the walk. When Seaver pitched the wild card game, he threw 127 pitches against the Dodgers. So again, working on kind of the more modern fatigue and pitch count and stuff like that that the show operates within. So Seaver was a bit tired. Getting him through the 6 innings and 80-something pitches in today's game makes a little bit more sense in that context. Of course, historically, 127 pitches would not have tired Tom Seaver. But, again, we can only deal within the parameters of what we're dealing with. But Seaver was great. And the Mets down 1-0 in that game. Lucas Duda hit a tying home run off of McGinnity in the 7th. Then Todd Hundley greeted Madison Bumgarner on Bumgarner's first pitch out of the bullpen, and Hundley put it out. The Mets went on to a 4-1 victory to stay alive in that series. Giants do still lead the series 2-1. The Giants took both games at Candlestick. Victor Martinez, fly ball, shallow center. Ellsbury coming on. That's going to hang up. Ellsbury gets there. Runner scampers back. And there are 2 men down.
Batting 7, the designated hitter, number 7.
So here's Andres Jimenez. Jimenez, 2 for 7 so far in the series with an RBI. The pitch from Lester. Fastball. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. It's a stolen base for Jose Ramirez. And Ramirez, not fast, but faster than he looks, and he can swipe a bag from you when inspired to do so. So now he's in scoring position for Jimenez. Takes the fastball there, and Lester is ahead of him 0-2. Here's the pitch. Jimenez out to left. Coming on is Williams. He'll get there, puts it away, and the side is retired. So the Indians strand a duck in scoring position. We head to the top of the 3rd. Red Sox 1, Indians 0. Game 3 of the American League Division Series. Here's John Valentin. Valentin, there you see 571 so far in this series. Home run, 2 RBIs. Valentin with a base running blunder in Game 1 that certainly, at least in some eyes, played a role in the Game 1 defeat for the Red Sox. Valentin bounced back, though, in Game 2 and hit the go-ahead 2-run homer in Boston's 9-5 victory, breaking a 5-5 tie at the time. Fastball here is a called strike. Count goes to 1-1. Wynn rears back. Slider misses down low. Two and 1 the count. Wynn delivers. That one fouled out into right. Count goes to 2-2. In into the big windup. Fly ball into center. Shallow coming on. Brantley. He'll get there, put it away for the first out.
Batting 9, the catcher, Christian.
So that'll bring up Christian Vasquez. Vasquez getting the start over Jason Varitek in this game. Vasquez had an RBI in Game 2. Up the middle, Chapman to his left. Scoops, fires, gets Vasquez, and there's 2 away.
The batter, number 2.
We'll just call you Jackass for short. In my baseball mogul universe, St. Louis Browns won the World Series in 1915 against the Boston Braves. Do you do anything on your channel on here with your games, or is that just you play? You're just playing privately at all? First pitch strike to Ellsbury. Wynn misses with the fastball away. Count goes to 1-1. Shot through the right-hand side. There's a base hit. There's a 2-out single.
Now batting, number 50.
Ellsbury is on. He's certainly a threat to run. Here's Mookie Betts. And there's our resident Red Sox fan, Bernard Strom, Sports Replays, joins us. How are you, Bernard? An unexpected telecast today. As I mentioned in the lead-in, my wife is a nurse, and she had a very long day to cap a very long week for her, and she's exhausted. She fell asleep early, so I had some time to kill. Figured I may as well do some playoff baseball. Next best thing to hanging out with her. Change-up misses down and in. Count goes to 2-1. There's a shot. Fair ball down the left field line. No! That's totally my fault. Umpire signaled foul, and I don't know what I was thinking. I just saw it incorrectly. My father-in-law is an optometrist. It might be time to go see him. Bernard, you keep on spending this much time on here, and you're going to have to buy your wife a lot more dinners. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here, as always, sir. So there's another shot out to left. Manny comes on, puts it away, and the side is retired. So the 2-out single doesn't hurt the Indians at all. We head to the bottom of the third. Cleveland will send up Mitchell, Brantley, and Chapman. They try to level the score. This is Mitchell's first appearance of the series. Lester deals to start off the third inning. Fastball in there for a called strike. Mitchell, a minor league all-star this year, now gets a chance on the bigger stage. One and one to count. High and inside. Lester pops it up. Lester gets Mitchell to pop it up. Out into shallow left. Valentin goes back on it. Puts it away for the first out.
Number 6.
So here's Michael Brantley. Brantley 3 for 8 in the series so far. Shot out. Looking back door, makes the play. Second ball like that, Bobby Dorr has had to reel in. He's done it successfully both times. Dorr, for the benefit of Bernard, who has joined us late here, has accounted for the only run in this game with a home run. So here's Ray Chapman. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. The Indians roll the order over. Chapman grounded out his first time up. Curveball from Lester misses outside. Another curveball. That one was going to be in the zone, but gets the strike anyway because Chapman swung and missed. Counts 1-1. Another curveball. That looked like a good pitch, but called low. Count goes to 2-1. Weekly popped. Short hop. Nice play by Valentin. That was an awkward one. That was kind of a semi-pop-up. It short hopped Valentin. nabs it quickly, chucks him out, and the side's retired. We head to the top of the fourth. Ted Williams will lead it off for the Red Sox, who lead the Indians 1-0. Again, this is Game 3 of the American League Division Series. The series is tied. Wynn rocks and deals. Williams takes the curveball down low. Williams 3 hits in the Game 2 victory for these Red Sox. Slider misses away. The presumed date was going to be the Red Sox and A's in the League Championship Series. So far, A's doing their part. They're up 2-0 on the Angels in the other division series. Red Sox looking to get a step closer to that matchup here today. 3-0 pitch. High strike called there on Williams. Count goes to 3-1. Wynn rocks and deals. That fastball misses up high. Ball 4. Williams draws the free pass to open up the top of the fourth. So in steps Reggie Smith. Smith singled his first time up. He's now 3 for 9 in the series. Curveball. Misses inside for ball 1. There you see Reggie Smith, a .958 OPS during the regular season. He was outstanding for these Sox. And he's got another hit here. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. Williams will hold at second. But the Sox have the first 2 men on here in the top of the fourth. Wynn looked like he tried to get that breaking ball inside and didn't quite get it in enough on Smith, who takes it back up the middle. So first and second, nobody out. Here's Joe Harris. Ground ball down to first. Picked by Thome. A little bit surprised Thome didn't try to go to second first, but he flips it to Wynn, who covers for the out. Runners move up. Feels like Thome probably would have had a chance there, without seeing the distant view. Actually, you know what? I kind of forget that I am doing this broadcast live. So I have the opportunity to actually do these replays. I'm so used to recording them in advance and then doing the voiceovers sporadically throughout the day. I don't get to do these live broadcasts as much as I had been. All right, so here's the shot. So let's see. Oh no, he wouldn't have had him. Runners look like they were going, actually. Let's see. So Wynn delivers. Yep, that was a double steal in play there. I didn't even notice that. All right, well, that explains why Thome just went to get the out at first. He did not have a shot of going anywhere else. So that explains that. 1 down, second and third. Here's Bobby Doerr. Doerr homered his first time up. That's the only run in this one so far. Fastball in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. Slider away. Misses outside. 1-2 the count. Wynn works the door. And Bobby Doerr, solo shot his first time. This one's bigger. 3-run homer for Bobby Doerr. Blows this one open. The Red Sox have taken a 4-0 lead. Bobby Doerr unloads into the seats in left. And if Early Wynn never has to see Bobby Doerr again, it'll be too soon. Doerr cranks one out to left. And this is a no-doubter. So Bobby Doerr jacks that one into the seats. And the Red Sox have taken a 4-0 lead. Bernard, very excited. Here's another shot out in the center. This one will stay in the park. Brantley puts it away for out number 2. So now the Indians are going to have their work cut out for them. Before we get to them at the plate, here's John Valentin. Valentin's 0 for 1. Up the third baseline, Ramirez charges. Tough play, throw to first, gets Valentin. Nice play, Jose Ramirez. And the side is retired. But Bobby Doerr goes deep for the second time this game. He has accounted for all 4 RBIs for the Sox. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Red Sox 4, Indians nothing.
Leading off for the Guardians, the second baseman, number 0.
Hey Bernard, yes, this is Cleveland Municipal Stadium. This is a created stadium from the vault. I really wanted to try to use. I was really trying to go for whatever stadium a team played in for the longest for this. So you've got the. So like Shibe Park is in it, and that was actually created in the game. They do a great job with that. The Pirates play at Ford Field, etc. So I had, and there may have been cases where there wasn't a duplicate, but I mean they were at Cleveland Stadium for a bit, and this is a fair replica of Cleveland Stadium, courtesy of Major League. Now I hear that guy, Randy Quaid, out in the stands saying they still stink as they trail 4-0 here in this game. So Lajoie grounds out for the first out. Here in the bottom of the 4th, I'll bring up Manny Ramirez. Ramirez lined out his first time up. Jackass Whiskey at Pinobie's interleague play in 1912. That's the beauty of being able to do these kind of things, though. As Ramirez lines a single into center. You kind of play the game however you want to play it. That's the beauty of this whole hobby. Create the situation you want to play, and do it for your enjoyment first. If other people like it, great. But ultimately, you're the one who's playing it, so do whatever you want with it. One away, man on first. Here's Jim Thome. Thome could thrust the Indians back into this with one swing of the bat. High fastball there. Thome fouls it off. Bernard asked, when your season's finished, would you consider doing a YouTube video explaining how to do all this stuff with MLB The Show? Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I'd be glad to do that. Thome grounds it up the middle. Beatles had asked me about doing that too. I'll try to do one. I want to plan it out ahead because otherwise I kind of tend, in like those informative videos and stuff like that, I tend to kind of get all over the place with those. But I will absolutely do that. I know he's talked about wanting to do kind of a custom league kind of thing, and you have to do the same league size as current Major League Baseball, but you can do custom teams and all that kind of stuff. So it's tedious, and it will take a long time, but it is doable. So that's what Beatles had asked me about. Is this one's hit deep to center? Going back, Ellsbury tracks it down just shy of the warning track. Runner tags up, and now it's runners at the corners with 2 away. That one wasn't missed by much. So here's Victor Martinez. We'll try to get the Indians on the board here. Yes, That was fireworks. You are correct. No problem, Bernard. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad that people have kind of started to get into this game. Although, like I said, I won't buy the new version of the game because they won't do year-over-year saves, and it just doesn't make any sense for me. I mean, again, before 23 had come out, I had created 1,000 players already to get this league file going, so I just wasn't going to go and redo all of that work. But I would imagine that it kind of works the same as far as like manipulating players and moving them between teams and creating and importing and exporting. I'm imagining that probably stays the same, as in the new version of the game. That one looped but foul down the right field line. So I would imagine that any kind of tutorial I do in that regard would apply to the new game too. Ground ball down to third. Fielded cleanly. Throw over to first. It pulls him off the bag. The throw pulls him off the bag. Collins, on a routine play, throws it wide over to first. He pulls Harris off the bag. The run will score. That will be an error on Jimmy Collins. And the Indians are on the board. This is now a 4-1 ball game. Here's Andres Jimenez. Flew out his first time up, takes a cutter for strike one. MV joins us. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you jumping on once again. There's a shot out to left. Williams is there. Puts it away. And the side is retired. So the Indians get on the board thanks to the error by Collins. They still trail, though. We head to the top of the fifth. Boston 4, Cleveland 1. See, Bernard asks, I've been playing this game every year since it came out, but I'd enjoy something like this. Not as extensive, but something similar. Yeah, I will absolutely walk you through the whole process of being able to do that. Again, it's a little bit tedious maneuvering the players around, importing and exporting and all that kind of stuff. But what I find is that once you start doing it, you just kind of get into a rhythm of doing it, and you're able to get it done pretty quickly. Like you remember, you kind of like memorize like what order all the ratings are in and stuff like that. So as you're scrolling through editing the ratings, you're able to do it quickly. I have all my data on spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff. Ground ball by Vasquez down to Ramirez. He's thrown out for the first out. Again, I think everybody who's watching at the moment is somebody who's already really familiar with this project. But as Jacoby Ellsbury steps in here really quickly, the Franchise Stars Baseball League concept, this is basically designed as a Franchise Stars / all-time league with a twist. We've all seen Franchise Stars leagues where people create, and I used to create these too, for different games, including MLB The Show several years ago. Your top 60 players or whatever for a franchise, and you throw them all together, and everybody's the same age, and it all sounds like a great idea. But what happens is the lesser guys on that list never see the light of day because they get buried behind the top guys. So a bunch of those roster spots are kind of wasted. The premise of the Franchise Stars Baseball League is each franchise has a 100-player pool of their best players. A random draw selected the top 40 players, not the top 40s, but a random draw selected 40 players from that 100-player list as the players the franchise started out with in year one. Every year going forward, this is going to be done as a career mode. And every year, 4 players from the remaining 60 in that pool, plus 1 random Negro League player, are going to join each franchise. So it's going to kind of be a gradual walk through each franchise's history. But there will be manipulations to that over the years. There will be, free agency and trades and all that kind of stuff. Ground ball here down to Tomey. He'll take it to the bag himself for Tyler Ellsbury for the second out. So 2 down. Here's Mookie Betts. Betts 0 for 2. Betts has struggled in this series. He's only 1 for 10. He's flown out and lined out so far today. Fastball in there for a called strike. Martinez sets up inside. Wynn tries to get inside. Betts lifts it. Doesn't get the good part of the bat on it, though. Manny, a little bit awkwardly going after that, but he does make the play. And the side is retired. So we are midway through Game 3 here in Cleveland. Head to the bottom of the 5th. Red Sox 4, Indians 1. Here's Dale Mitchell. Mitchell popped out back in the 3rd.
The right fielder, Dale Mitchell.
There's a line shot out to center. Ellsbury reads it well, though. Gets over there, makes the play. And there's 1 down. One of the minor things that really annoys me on the outfield wall here, like you can't put the yellow on a created stadium. You can't put the yellow stripe at the top of the wall and stuff like that, which like a lot of the stadiums, but it was really, really common in the stadiums in, like the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. Like Cleveland Memorial Stadium had it, County Stadium had it, but you can't do that. The stadium creator is great, but it still has a lot of little stuff that could improve. Popped up there to first. Harris puts it away for the 2nd out. MVS, from a 100 pool, you picked 40, but what about their ages? How did you determine their starting age and then potential? Everybody's starting age is 21. I wanted to have players around for as long as I possibly. Actually, I think I did 22. I think not 21, but 22. And basically, their starting ratings are based on their career averages. Their potentials are based on their peak 3 WAR seasons for their careers. So that's how I evaluated that. So you will see that system that system has worked great, and it's kind of how I've always done it, and it works well. The only limitation to that system is that it does make guys who hung around too long, it does start them from a little bit lower spot than they probably should be. Shot out there in the right center, cut off nicely by Ellsbury. He's going to go for the 2 bags anyway. Throw in the 2nd, not in time. It's a double for Ray Chapman. 2 outs here in the 5th, and the Indians have a runner in scoring position. Speed against speed there. Ellsbury closing on that. Chapman, though, decided he was going to test it and gets in there with the double. So now here's Napoleon Lajoie. Lajoie is 0 for 2. Fly ball down the right field line. Slicing, but it looks like it's going to hang up. Betts gets there, puts it away, and the side is retired. So the Indians get a runner in scoring position, but can't advance them further than that. We head to the top of the 6th. Red Sox over the Indians 4-1. So they get Wynn through 5. Here's Veen Gregg. This will be his 2nd appearance. He got knocked around a little bit there in Game 2, the Game 2 loss. He will start off facing Ted Williams. Williams 0 for 1 with a walk. He scored on Doerr's 2nd homer. Lefty Williams hits it hard on the ground, but right at Chapman, who throws him out for the 1st out. Williams frustrated with himself. He thought he was going to shoot that one through the hole there. Here's Reggie Smith. Smith 2 for 2 on the day. More in line with the terrific season he put up. Fastball here misses up high. Counts 1-0. Joe Smith and Steve Carsey throwing in the Indians' bullpen. delivers. Slurve in there for a strike. There's a shot by Smith. Out to left, foul, out of play. Count goes to 1-2. As you see the slurve there, pitch types were taken from the Nyer-James Guide to Pitchers for any pitcher before 2003. This one's popped up in foul ground. Breaks on play it himself. Puts it away, 2 down. Anything after 2003 is taken from the pitch data about from Fangraphs, and that gives me the velocity information and all that kind of stuff. So between those two things, I think it's 2003, maybe 2006, but one of those two. Basically, but Fangraphs kind of dovetails in to where the Nyer-James Guide ends. So that's how I developed the pitch type and pitch information. And for the guys I didn't have velocities for, it's just taken based on statistical data and their ratings and stuff like that. Ground ball down to third. Nice backhanded pick by Ramirez. Slings it across, and that ends the inning. So good job by Veen Gregg out of the bullpen. Gets the Sox in order. Ramirez, Tomei, and Ramirez coming up for the Indians here in the bottom of the sixth. They've got some work to do. They trail it 4-1. Here's Manny. Manny 1 for 2.
No left fielder. Manny.
Singled and scored. And he was on third when Jimmy Collins made the throwing error that should have ended that inning. Fastball in there for a called strike. Cutter rides way inside. There's the string on that one. Gets Manny way out in front. Count is 1-2. Fastball misses down low. 2-2 the count. Fastball misses off the plate. So it's a full count to Manny Ramirez. Jim Thome waits on deck. Down in the dirt, Manny swings and misses. Vasquez scoops it up. Kind of took his sweet time getting that throw down to first. But he gets him on the strikeout, completed with the throw to first, and there's one away. Here's Jim Thome. Thome 1 for 2, singled in the fourth. Fastball. Called strike at the letters. I'll work backwards on those two questions. Jackass, it's funny that you asked that question. The question about the in-shoot. Hey, Dan, how are you? Thank you for joining again. I appreciate you tuning into the broadcast. Oh, God, now I'm forgetting who it was. Maybe there's Ted Breitenstein in the Cardinals-Expos game, but threw an in-shoot. I kind of just looked at what the description of the pitch was. That's a nice play there by Collins, kind of trying to make up for his error earlier on. Good pick there. I think I used the screwball for the in-shoot. Again, I just kind of read what the descriptions of some of those things were. In the Nyer-James Guide, just tried to come up with something that mattered, that fit. Like guys who threw spitballs, I did combinations of splitters and screwballs for that to kind of get the motion a bit. It's imperfect, but it's about as close as I could get. As Harris tracks that foul ball down, puts it away. So we are through 6 here in Cleveland. Lester navigates the heart of the order. We head to the top of the 7th. Dorr, Collins, and Violentine coming up for the Sox, who lead this one 4-1. And here is the man of the day. Bobby Dorr, solo homer in the first, 3-run homer his next time up. That is accounted for all 4 Boston runs. So he is 2 for 2 on the game. He'll face Wynn Greg here. Fastball, called strike at the knees. And then Bernard asked us, when you adjusted the pitcher's stamina slider, how many pitches can a starter throw before he tires? That's a good question as far as the exact. You will find guys with like peak stamina can now go into the 120s. Like the wild card game against the Dodgers, Seaver threw 127. Bob Gibson in the game 1, the complete game shutout against the Expos, I think he was up at like 116, 117, and he was still dialing in the upper 90s there as Wynn Greg gets Bobby Doerr looking. So I didn't measure it exact because I think it also depends on how many fastballs you throw, what types of pitches you throw, and all that kind of stuff. I think that all plays a part in it. But yeah, like the way I have the slider set, and the slider is not maxed. But the way I have it now, like I said, Seaver threw 127. I think in an exhibition game, somebody went into the 130s before they were taken out. So, but that it's also kind of a conjunction as Collins grounds out there for out number 2. Bring up John Valentin. Valentin's 0 for 2. It's also in conjunction with the and now I've lost my train of thought there, I'm sorry. The stamina ratings, the stamina slider, and the manager hook slider. So it all kind of works together a little bit. Like I said, the way I have it now, the one thing I think I may adjust for next season slider-wise is I think I would turn down I may turn down reliever stamina a little bit. That may get the bullpens, as Tommy makes a nice play on the foul pop-up to retire Valentin. So we're midway through the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch time here in Cleveland. Indians will send up Martinez, Jimenez, and Mitchell. They still trail this one 4-1. Victor Martinez steps in. He flew out and reached on the error by Jimmy Collins. Throwing error that brought in the only Cleveland run. And I apologize for trying to do the play-by-play and answer the question that I kind of got myself lost on my train of thought there. But the basically all I was talking about the reliever stamina. As you see, Papelbon and Bergmeyer throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. It may keep the one thing that what I did to the stamina and messed with the slider and the hook thing has worked out very well. But the one thing that's happened is that I feel like relievers are sometimes stretched out a little bit longer than what they should be. And particularly like middle, like your secondary relievers. Because the game by itself, it's just not engined that it's going to use closers the way it used to use them. It's like you're not going to see like 6, like you're not going to see 6 out, saves from closers by default in this game. Was lashed out into left, but Williams gets there, and there are 2 down as Lester continues to cruise. He's only at 78 pitches with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Dale Mitchell. Mitchell is 0 for 2. He has popped out and lined out. Let me see in the other stuff here. When Bernard, so I'm guessing Nolan Ryan wouldn't be able to throw 175. No, because the only way that you could do that is a little nubber to first, and Lester just continues to chew the Indians up. we head to the 8th. Red Sox still holding on to that 4-1 lead. Vasquez, Ellsbury, and Betts coming up. The only way to get Ryan to throw 175 would be to crank the stamina slider up all the way, and then what you would end up doing is that would be uniform. So everybody would be throwing more pitches than what they should. So yeah, you might be able to get Nolan Ryan to throw 175 pitches, but you're also going to make a pitcher who should tire at 90 pitches be able to throw 120. So you're going to kind of screw with it a little bit. Again, it's just the fact is that these games are being made in 2022 and 2023. So there are certain things about them that they're just not going to let you do. So you kind of just deal with the best that you can with it and handle it, in the best fashion as possible. Vasquez pops this one up. Tomei ranges over. He looked like he got a bad break on that ball, but he gets there and puts it away for out number 1. Difference between a spitball and a dry spitball. Again, those pitches aren't in the game, so I just kind of had to go and, again, I used splitters and screwballs to try to represent the spitball as best as possible. MV, yes, when creating new players or importing players, how did you get rid of original players? Pop up there, Jose Ramirez puts it away. Todd B checks in. Just got here, so you can't control the stamina individually. No, well, you can. You can to a point, but like your peak, there's a stamina. Obviously every pitcher has a stamina rating, and then there's the stamina slider also. So they kind of work in conjunction with each other. So again, it's like if you have the stamina rating on default, say, it's the slider is in the middle, and you set a guy maxed at a 99 stamina for pitching, he's probably going to really start tiring out at 100 pitches or so. If you move the slider in the game a bit, that will let your 99 guy go to, say, 120 or whatever, but it's also going to mean that guys who should tire at 80 will now be able to go into the 90s, because that's going to affect everybody. So that's the hang up there as the Sox go down in order. I'm sorry, I bounced away from what MP had asked. Give me 1 second here, as I gotta plug in my laptop so I can follow the chat while I'm broadcasting. I'm trying not to disturb my dog that is laying on me while I do this broadcast. Vin Scully never had these problems, I promise. Shot out in the left, that's a dunker, that's going to be a base hit. So it's a leadoff single for the Indians to start off the 8th. Michael Brantley serves one out into left. And that's going to be it for Lester. So Lester has done his job and then some here for the Red Sox. Still feel like he actually probably could have stayed in this, but the Red Sox are going to go to the pen now. Here's Jonathan Papelbon. Papelbon threw a scoreless inning in terrific bullpen work for the Red Sox in that Game 2 victory. Apologies there, isn't it? Had to move the plug from my laptop so I could get it plugged into the wall near where I'm sitting, so that I can keep this chat posted and follow along with that, and eventually at some point answer MP's comment. So Papelbon moves up the single. My dog is now she's getting off the couch and leaving me. Such is life. She'll be back though. They always come back. Okay, so hold on. So let me finish MV's thing as far as creating new players or importing players. How do you get rid of the original players? You can overwrite. Okay, so you can overwrite existing players. Shot down to first. Throw to second. Back to first. 3-6-3 double play, and that's a huge one. Lajoie hit that ball hard, but hit it right at Joe Harris. Beautifully turned 3-6-3. If that gets past Harris down the line, that's bringing in a run. Instead, it's a double play and a huge one. So now there are 2 outs. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, if you're willing to kind of hang with me here. I'll get back to the questions and I'll deal with them after the game, because now I'm kind of bouncing around all over the place and I'm kind of now giving a shitty broadcast. But I will answer any of the questions afterwards. But the real quick version there, MV, is you can overwrite current existing default players in the game, but you can't export those guys. So you can't take you can take, anybody who's playing now and export them and move them into a different roster set. But you can take somebody who you create and overwrite a current player. So the overwriting part of it was easy. So I don't know if that kind of answers your question. But yeah, you can wipe out the current players and just overwrite them with somebody else. Manny hits this ball deep to left. Back at the wall. Williams can't come up with it. It's off the wall. Ramirez pulls into second. The run will score. It's an RBI double for Manny Ramirez. And the Indians have cut the deficit to 4-2. Manny did not miss a home run by much here. Williams gives it a good effort at the wall. Leaping attempt, but he's unable to come up with it. Hold on one second. I got a text from my son. Can you pick me up? All right. Hold on. I'm going to... all right. Yeah. Apologies. My son unexpectedly needs to be picked up from a friend's house. Ground ball down to first. Harris takes it to the bag, and the side is retired. But Manny drives in the run with the RBI double. We head to the top of the ninth. Red Sox lead the Indians 4-2. Beatles, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining. Glad to see you as always. All right, so let me see. So what didn't I answer? I answered Todd's thing. I answered MV's thing. Bernard. So I'm thinking it would be easier to just make older players and pretend they're playing in 23 using all the current graphics for the game. Yeah, I mean, I rate everybody. There's a shot to left. That's going to be a base hit. Manny does a nice job cutting it off. He's going to hold him to a single. But an opposite field, base hit for Ted Williams. Great piece of hitting from Williams, not surprisingly. So there's the single to left. Dean Gray's going to try to keep this a 4-2 game. Reggie Smith puts this one out in the center. Brantley's underneath it, puts it away, and the side is retired. So one down. And that'll bring up Joe Harris. Harris 0 for 3, grounded out in the sixth. Oh, and I forgot what I was... Oh, Bernard, about... So, when I rate players, I rate older players. There's this really cool tool, guy named Clay Davenport who's done a lot of stuff, if you're familiar with, he's done stuff with Fangraphs and Baseball Prospectus and all that kind of stuff. And he created something called Davenport Translations that basically gives stats putting everybody like on the same playing field, like across eras and all that kind of stuff. So I use his data. Pitch down in the dirt. That's a terrible decision by Ted Williams. Williams thought that ball had gone further than it had, and Martinez guns him down at second for the second out. So everybody's kind of rated to get them on a current playing field. You know, like the example that I give is Betts is blown away there by Veen Gregg, who does a nice job out of the pen. So it's Ramirez, Martinez, and Jimenez coming up here for the Indians in the bottom of the ninth. Got to see if Papelbon's going to stay in or if Uehara is going to come in. It's going to be Uehara. So Koji Uehara is going to come in to try to pick up the save here. Here's Jose Ramirez. Ramirez 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. Yeah, just so Bernard, to your point, everybody's going to kind of be rated on that same, on a somewhat modern scale. You can do manipulations to it, but you'll be limited to a degree. Like the 175 pitch Nolan Ryan start isn't going to happen. But if you rate Ryan well and get your sliders set right, you can get Ryan to go 130 pitches, 135 pitches. Al, Red Sox fan, joined us. Al, it is great to see you, sir. I hope you are well. And there's Ramirez out in the left center. That's going to be a base hit. Cut off by Ellsbury. Ramirez rounds first, goes into second, and it's a leadoff double for Jose Ramirez to open up the bottom of the ninth for the Indians. As soon as this game is over, I am going to have to jump out of here because I do have to pick my son up, and then I will actually probably try to jump back on here and maybe answer any other questions or roster stuff or whatever that you guys may have, and I can kind of manipulate that for a little bit. Bernard says the Red Sox fan is thinking the worst.
Now batting, number 7.
Yes, Beatles, I agree. Split and misses down low. So the Indians have got the tying run on the plate here. Did not look like something that was going to be coming earlier on. Splitter from Uehara misses down low. 2-1. Fastball misses away, 3-1. Dale Mitchell waits on deck. There's a shot. Right center. Going back. Bernard's nightmare may come true here. Deep and gone. Andres Jimenez ties it up. Poor Bernard. And Al. Red Sox Nation having a bit of difficulty. Tying home run from Andres Jimenez makes this a 4-4 ball game. Unbelievable. Andres Jimenez off of Uehara Yeah, they had Papelbon as the closer early on, and then they made it Uehara. Although if you look at all their rate stats and their numbers, Uehara is better. Like historically, if you check out their numbers, one of the things I didn't do is I didn't make everybody I didn't assign a closer. There's starter slots, there's relief slots, and there's closer slots. Ground ball out the second, Door makes the play, throws out Mitchell. Yes, Dan. That's exactly what I thought when that ball left the bat. My son texted me, it's fine. He can wait a few minutes. So I'll go and I'll take care of that. My other son came home and was down here wondering what the hell I was doing. So here's Michael Brantley. We got a hell of a game going on. Cutter in there for a called strike. Jack Wilson, Tom Bergmeyer throwing in the bullpen for the Red Sox, who have seen this game blow up in their face here in the ninth. So instead of assigning a closer, I kind of just made every reliever, because some of the teams, the way the pool drafted, had multiple closers on their roster. So rather than pick and choose, I just made them all relievers and let the game AI decide who they wanted to use as a closer. But anyway, so Andres Jimenez, despite that stupid uniform glitch that drives me absolutely crazy, unloads deep to right field and gone. So here's Bobby Doerr. Doerr, pair of homers, 4 RBIs on the day. He's driven in all the Boston runs. Me and Greg staying for a third inning of work. Fastball misses outside. Select baseball and AA hockey. Geez, Dan, you're probably up at like 4 in the morning. I know those hockey ones are crazy. Hockey stuff always happens super early. This one's fouled back. 1-2 as Greg works the door. Curveball misses away, 2-2. Freezes him. Beautiful pitch from Bean Gregg, who has been outstanding in relief. Gets the first out. So here's Jimmy Collins. Fastball misses up high. Collins with a costly error early on. When it was that allowed the Cleveland first run to score. When it was 4-1, it didn't seem like that big a deal. Now that error looms a little bit. Swerve ties him up, down and in, swung on and missed. Count is 1-2. Fastball locks him up. Bean Gregg, a terrific job out of the pen. That is his 4th strikeout in relief. Sends Collins sitting down. Now you got to imagine that annoying Randy Quaid character in Major League banging the drum out in the bleachers. He's banging it again, feeling good about the Indians all of a sudden. Curveball misses down low. Valentin 0 for 3. Fastball misses up high, counts 2-0. That one yanked foul. Fastball freezes him up and in. Greg has hit that spot to several hitters. Fastball up and in at the hands. Can't do anything with it. Count is full. 2 outs, top of the 10th. Shot foul down the right field line. Dunk down the right field line. Falls inside, that's a base hit. Todd B notes, guy who banged on that drum in Cleveland for over 50 years passed away last year. Slurve misses away. Count is 1-0. Fastball in there for a called strike. Count goes to 1-1. Vasquez fly ball to right. That's going to be playable. Now Mitchell's underneath it. Puts it away, and the side is retired. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 10th. Red Sox and Indians tied at 4. It would appear that you are what is wrong with Beatles, sir. So here's Jack Wilson. Wilson will face Ray Chapman to lead things off in the bottom of the 10th. Curveball misses down and in. There's a shot. Chapman, deep left, going back on to Ted Williams. At the track, at the wall, it's out of here. Walk-off home run for Ray Chapman. The Indians take Game 3 and take a 2-1 lead here in the American League Division Series. Jack Wilson comes in, and Ray Chapman sends him on his way. Walk-off home run for Ray Chapman, and the Indians, down 4-1, come back to rally, and now they have pushed the Red Sox to the brink of elimination. Ray Chapman unloads. Al, have a good night, sir. The Sox are not dead yet. I promise. I have a feeling this series is going 5. But it's been a great one so far. Chapman with the wall scraper into the seats and left. Actually, I think that barely made it over the wall. I don't even think it made it to the seats. But Ray Chapman walks it off for the Indians. Your final line score, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Indians. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. Veen Gregg, exceptional in relief. Gets the victory. Jack Wilson takes his 2nd loss of the series. And now the Indians have a 2-1 lead in the series. I do not mean to be abrupt on this, guys, but I do have to go. I have to pick my son up. I was supposed to pick him up 10 minutes ago, but playoff baseball wins every time. I thank you guys so much, all of you guys who joined the chat. This was an unplanned broadcast. I had some extra time. I did not know how many people were going to come in and watch, so I greatly appreciate you guys checking in here. I probably will not have a broadcast over the weekend, so I'm probably not going to have a broadcast until Monday. But if I do, you'll know about it. Click the notify bell, and if I'm on, you guys will hear about it. If I don't speak to you, enjoy your rest of your night, enjoy your weekend, be good to each other, and we'll talk soon. The Indians, in super dramatic fashion, win this one in 10 innings, 5-4.